Oh, I'll tell you what, I am so excited tonight. Dr. Drew, we have got a major guest tonight on Loveline on KROQ FM, Pasadena, Los Angeles. And I'm talking none other than Mr. Robert Smith, the singer and guitar player for The Cure, of course, the Mr. Cure himself. And for everybody calling Loveline, you will get The Cure tonight. All the problems will be solved. You'll get The Cure. Robert, are you there?
I am, but that's a pretty rash promise.
Well, they get The Cure, get it?
I got that part, yeah.
Hey, welcome to the show, dude. This is great to have you on here. I guess we were going to originally have you in the studio, but apparently we had some security problems. So what we've done is we've safely sequestered you somewhere in Southern California, right?
Yep.
And I guess you're going to be divulging that location, right?
Yeah, and my room number.
You might have a few visitors. Anyway, you understand how Loveline works, right, Robert?
I've got a fair idea. I must admit I've never listened to it or phoned in for that matter.
Right.
I might pick it up.
You know, there's so many people that wanted me to say where you were staying, and also, hey, can you get me tickets? Can you introduce me to Robert? You know, these are people that normally wouldn't give me the time of day, but now that you're on, you know, now we've really got it made. Also, my partner here, Dr. Drew, who's the medical doctor, that way if for instance, if we get a call where there's like a weird ooze or something like that, then Dr. Drew takes over. Say hi to Dr. Drew.
Hello, Dr. Drew.
Good evening.
Drew, do you realize who you're talking to? This is huge, guy.
I'm in awe. I'm weak-kneed. It'll be 2 hours of just being anxious. It's sort of like when we had David Viscott in here.
Yeah, exactly, like David Viscott.
He does?
I thought Dr. Viscott hated me.
If you say anything weird,
if I say anything else,
he wants to come back.
Did he accept the apology the poor man put out? Thank you.
So, Robert.
Fine dancing.
On your birthday.
Robert.
Cool, man.
Okay, listen, of course, The Cure has had all sorts of songs, everything from Let's Go to Bed to Torture to Kiss. So I imagine a lot of your songs are related to love experiences of your own, right?
Yes, and medical problems as well.
Oh, medical problems? Yeah. What kind of medically related love problems, or can we even tell that?
I'm not the one phoning in. I'm here to answer.
There you go. Well, we may try to get something out of you. Now,
that'll be in the second hour, though.
Right, in the second hour. Listen, Robert, one of the things you have to do, and this is something that's going to be legendary. I have written one song in my life. It's the Loveline jingle. And all our guests sing this song, and I can't imagine anything more of an honor than the singer of The Cure, the man who's playing the Rose Bowl this Saturday night to sing the Loveline jingle. Let me give you a little demonstration of how it goes, okay?
Yep.
All right, it's like this. You're going to love it. It's a brilliant song. A 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, 3, 4. Loveline. And now you've got to do it, Robert.
That is excellent. But just like that?
Yeah, just like that. That's the whole song. A 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, 3, 4.
Loveline.
Yeah, right. Okay, we're going to go first to... Let's see, Orange County 1.
No, you've got a thing there in your hand.
Oh, okay, this would be good. Okay, Robert, are you there?
Yep.
Okay. Jennifer, 26 from Huntington Beach. Jennifer?
Yeah.
Jennifer, you are on Loveline with Robert Smith.
Robert!
Of The Cure.
Robert!
Hello, Jennifer.
Hello?
Hello?
I can barely hear you. Hold on just a minute.
I can't hear her.
I can't believe I'm the first one on. Robert!
Hello, okay. Jennifer, yes. What?
Hi.
Hello.
Okay, tell Robert your love problem, Jennifer.
I have a problem. Okay, I'm married.
Yeah.
And I have a son.
Yeah.
But there's been someone in the back of, okay, whenever my husband and I are together, there's always this other person on my mind. It's been since 1982.
Yeah.
And I can't get him out of my mind. I don't know what to do.
Who's that other person?
It's Robert Smith.
Robert, you're ruining a marriage.
Robert!
You can't blame me for this.
I'm sorry?
You can't blame me for this. It's an unfair first call.
Okay, Robert.
Yeah.
This is so weird. Okay, I don't know if you remember all your shows here in Orange County, but in Irvine at Crawford Hall, I got on stage and I kissed you and I gave you a bracelet.
Oh, I'm sure he remembers that.
And then I've followed you every show you've had here in the States. I've been there.
Yeah, every single one?
Yes, except for the Dodger Stadium because I was pregnant and I couldn't make it.
It wasn't Robert's baby, was it?
No, that's the husband.
So Jennifer, is this really true? You're obsessed with Robert and that's ruining your marriage?
Well, it's not ruining my marriage because my husband's really cool, but it's like Is there any way I'm going to the Rose Bowl that I can get backstage passes?
Hey, Jennifer, get out of here.
Why?
Because we got one real problem.
No, wait. I need to get this obsession out of my mind. All I need to do is meet you.
I'm married as well.
I know, Mary. I think that's great. I mean, I am too. And all I want to do is just, like...
Jennifer?
Yeah?
Listen.
Don't, please.
If you become obsessed with me, maybe I can do something for you down the line.
No, wait.
No. Jennifer, you're out of here. Robert, sorry about that.
That's cruel but fair.
Yeah, I think
see how the program works now.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, we're going to go to... By the way, Robert, yes.
Say good evening to Simon. He just walked in.
Simon!
Hello, how are you?
Simon, you know what? You will kill me, but what instrument do you play in the band? You're the bass guitar player, right?
Glockenspiel.
Huh?
Glockenspiel.
Bass.
And G's harp as well.
And the harp as well?
Yep.
Okay, well, so we got Robert and Simon. And Robert, I just got to tell you something, and Dr. Drew will agree. We have had many calls over the years on Loveline with people who are really obsessed with you. I mean, to the point where like they have posters on their wall. They can't go out with anybody just because they're in love with you.
Young people, young adolescents, and
like 15-year-olds, and you know.
Yeah.
Do you have to deal with that a lot of times?
When we come out and play concerts, yeah, I'm confronted with it. It's a bit weird. I don't really have a fixed way of dealing with that side of things, because if I spent too much time thinking about it, I'd get obsessed myself. So.
Are you kind of obsessive anyway?
Very, yeah.
Are you? I am too.
Yeah, I think I can't think of a single person I know that isn't. Right.
Well, you probably aren't. Dr. Drew can tell you what happens to me.
Poor man's terrifically obsessional, though. He has to do certain rituals and whatnot to make himself feel better. And he obsesses about things to the point where you can't reason with him. Care to share any...
Yeah, like on the television...
Well, you know, like when you're younger and you stuff one foot and then you have to do the other one.
Exactly.
Like that. Yeah.
Do you do that?
Well, I used to. I sort of trained myself to ignore that little tickling inside my head.
That's right. Most young people do outgrow that, but poor man not only didn't outgrow it, it's gotten quite fantastically developed ever since.
I was obsessing heavily today just knowing you were going to be on the show because you're like one of our biggest guests. I really was, Drew. Everything was like an obsession. So
the television, you just turn it on and off to make sure it was on Channel 7?
Right. I have to keep the television on Channel 7 at all times.
And he has to touch doorknobs before he leaves room, and I'm sure he was just walking in and out of rooms touching doorknobs.
But just out of curiosity, do you ever feel like if you do some ritual and if it doesn't work right, you may not have a good concert?
I suppose I would have to admit there are certain things that if I'm not able to do them, it puts me out of it. But I'm not sort of obsessional to the point of dysfunction. I tend to just have a couple of glasses of wine and forget about it, really.
What is of all the things that you do, what do you think is the weirdest?
I always put my left shoe on first, and I just cannot bring myself to put my right shoe on first.
Really?
Yeah.
Or else something bad will happen?
It just doesn't feel like I've got the right shoes on the right feet otherwise. Maybe I haven't. That's my only way of knowing.
What about you, Simon?
Oh, now you're walking on very thin ice.
The weirdest thing.
Huh?
The weirdest thing.
Yeah.
When I come out the shower, I have to flick my little finger and my index finger and my thumb 11 times each.
11 times?
Yeah.
You really have to do that?
Yeah. Now, I think Simon is probably as obsessional as poor man.
It sounds like it. He's getting near to that. Poor man, why don't you share some of yours with Simon? See if you have dueling obsessions.
It's funny, when you come out the shower, you sort of sting a bit, not sting, but you feel a bit numb, and like you have to do it. You have to go. I'll do it for you now.
Simon.
Hello, he's just flicking his fingers.
Yeah, he's out there counting to 11. Have you had relationships which became dysfunctional or non-workable that you just clung to and demanded to just, independent of the fact that they weren't working, you just insisted upon hanging on to the relationship?
Yeah.
Poor man, sound familiar?
That does sound familiar. I am the worst. Today, especially, knowing you guys are going to be on, I was majorly obsessional. Just humongous.
Corner or what?
Hey, well, listen, you guys, let's put on another call. We got Lisa, 16 from Garden Grove. Lisa.
Hello?
Hi, you're on Loveline with The Cure, with Robert Smith and with Simon.
Oh, God. Hi.
And they are going to give you the cure. They will cure your love problem.
Please, yes.
Hello, Lisa.
Hi.
Hello, Lisa.
This is like a bizarre love song.
Explain.
Okay.
Why are we feeding back so much with her?
Do you have your radio on, Lisa?
No.
Okay, go ahead. Just speak into the phone. Do you have the hand phone?
Yes, I do.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'm kind of seeing this bisexual guy right now.
You're dating a bisexual guy?
Kinda, yeah.
Okay.
And my best guy friend, I just broke up with him, and he still likes him a lot. And now I find out that one of my best girlfriends likes him too.
Mm-hmm. Have you had sex with him?
No.
You haven't gotten the cheese?
No.
Okay. And
I don't know what to do. I mean, I'm really good friends with him, and I don't want to hurt my friend. But then I really like this guy.
And he's bi.
Right.
And you don't care.
But he doesn't partake in it.
Okay, so, what do you guys think, Simon or Robert?
Well, I wonder about two things with this. What does kind of dating mean, and how can you be bisexual if you don't have sex? I don't understand that part.
Oral.
Oh, right, oral sex. Well, it counts as sex in my
No,
mind.
anal. He doesn't partake in anal.
Oh, right.
He what?
He doesn't partake in anal.
Oh, he doesn't have sex up the
No, poor man.
up the back end.
No.
So, is it that your best girlfriend's now seeing your ex-boyfriend, or she likes this bisexual one?
Yeah. She likes bisexual. They're like best friends. Only the other day that she liked.
Oh, right.
Well, what can you do? Right, Robert?
What indeed?
Move on.
I took Dr. Robert Reed.
I'm a little confused here. What exactly is her problem?
Her problem is she likes a bisexual guy who in his bisexuality, has moved on to another friend of hers. So, I mean, it has nothing to do with him.
A girl or a guy?
Is it a girl that he's moved on to, or a guy?
No. He hasn't moved on to anybody. No.
I see.
They like him.
Who's they?
One of my best girlfriends.
And
my best guy friend.
I see.
Like him. My best guy friend just broke up with him.
I see. Is your best guy friend gay?
Yes. Bisexual.
Do you know what his HIV status is?
Well, this person was first.
His first homosexual experience. And is this person HIV negative?
Yes.
We know that for sure.
Yes.
And he's had no risk behavior in the last 6 months.
I don't know.
Sounds like a pretty risky circumstance. I mean, I would think you'd be awfully. You know what this reminds me of? We had some call like this when Right Said Fred was in here, and they were advocating frauderism at the time rather than sex.
What was frauderism?
Just sort of touching. Yeah, and they were said that's sort of the way the British deal with this a lot. You guys, is that correct?
He's got it dead right there.
Yeah, that frauderism has become rather fashionable in the days of HIV.
What is that, like mutual masturbation, guys?
You just sort of find a nice bit of material that you like on someone, or their skin, and just rub away happily.
Hey, Robert and Simon.
Yeah.
Do you guys know what doing a jobby is?
I knew it wouldn't be long before that word.
Yes, we do.
Do you what?
Is that like masturbating on something? And the last one that can shoot the load has to eat it.
No.
I thought it was just a normal bodily function that
it's
members of the cure take part in every single day.
Right, taking a dump, right, Simon?
Oh, sorry. I totally mixed up then. Sorry.
What were you confusing it with, Robert? I liked your answer.
No, that was Simon's.
Oh, that was Simon's.
Yeah.
Simon, what were
That's
you?
why he was late.
Oh, I see.
Is there such a term?
Doing a jobby.
No, the one that you described initially.
Yeah, what did you think we had said, Simon?
Nothing. Forget it.
Okay.
Forget it. I was getting totally confused. Sorry.
Okay. Listen, good luck with your problem, Lisa. I don't know what else to tell you.
I don't know what to do.
Well, if he's not responding to you, maybe you should find another guy. Am I right, guys?
Yeah, it's a problem that you can't really answer on the phone, because unless you know the people involved, there might be like a million different reasons why he's interested in someone else.
Also, it sounds like an awfully risky situation. I would really worry about the health implications of following through in that foursome.
Yeah.
It really it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot.
One more thing?
Yeah.
Robert and Simon?
Yeah.
I saw your show last night.
Yeah.
Oh, it was really good.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you were at Long Beach Arena?
Yes.
Yeah, do you think Robert's sexy?
Oh, of course. And Simon, too.
And Simon.
Yes.
All right. Okay, thanks a lot. Let's go on to Orange County 2. If you're just tuning into Loveline, ladies and gentlemen, we have got The Cure.
Poor man. Can we get rid of that beautiful buzz that's in the background?
Scott Mason, what is that buzz?
I can't hear it.
It's horrible. I'm sure we're like driving people away with it. I can't imagine driving in a car and listening to this buzz. Yeah, Anna's saying it's horrible in the room, too. I mean, it is just like almost unlistenable.
Well, yeah, I don't think it's that bad.
It's driving me out of my mind.
Amanda, are you there?
Yeah.
Can you hear a buzz?
No,
You can on your radio?
Let's see.
Well, man, you're always hearing it.
I'm always
No,
buzzed.
not really.
Okay. Hey, Amanda, 17 from Newport.
Right.
Where I live.
Yeah.
You're on with Robert Smith and Simon from The Cure.
Hi.
Hello.
What's your love problem?
Okay.
Just to think, Amanda, that you're getting love advice from The Cure. Can you believe it?
I know.
You're getting The Cure from The Cure.
This is incredible. Okay.
Are you wet?
Just about.
Poor man.
Okay. Last weekend, my dad married one of my best friends' moms.
Wait.
Last weekend, your dad married one of your best friend's mother?
Right.
Your
Okay.
best girlfriend, best boyfriend?
Best girlfriend.
All right.
And
So now you and your best girlfriend are stepsisters.
Right.
Already kind of funny.
And, okay, my brother, he lives in Washington, D.C., because he goes to Georgetown, and he flew home for the wedding.
And did he know your father's new family?
Yeah, because we've been friends for a long time.
Okay.
And, so anyway, we are all hanging out, the three of us. We're hanging out after the wedding in the game room, and we were just talking or whatever. And, I left to go take a bath or whatever, and I forgot something outside the house. So I came back, and I, passed the room, and I saw the two of them kissing.
You saw who kissing?
My stepsister and my brother.
And now, was this your stepsister who was your good friend before?
Yeah.
And she and your brother were kissing in what room?
In the game room.
In the what?
Game room.
In the game room.
Right.
Okay.
And so anyway, I just kind of ignored it. I wasn't sure what I saw.
So you continued to take your bath.
Right. Well, I took a shower instead, and I came back sooner than I had expected, and I saw them together on top of the pool table.
Naked?
Yeah.
Really? They were doing it on the pool table?
Yes.
They were playing pocket pool.
Yeah. Kind of.
What do you guys think?
Were they drunk?
Did you hear that?
No.
I think it was either Simon or Robert asked if they were drunk.
No.
Me and Simon are looking at each other quite shocked by this story, actually. We thought it only happened in Mickey Rourke films.
But I can't hear him.
Amanda, were your boyfriend, your brother and your girlfriend dating at any time in the past?
No, I didn't know of anything.
This all happened at the wedding, at the reception?
Well, no, afterwards.
What did you do when you saw them?
I walked away. They don't know that I know.
So you haven't confronted them yet?
No,
Have you told anybody?
No.
Were there any pool cues on the table?
I don't remember.
Maybe. Well, we can't call.
Well, if you like your brother, right? Which you probably do, don't you?
Yeah, we've got a really good relationship. Although I can hardly hear you, Robert.
Well, then you like your friend, who's now become your stepsister. So it's not unnatural that your brother's going to like her as well. Probably for like different reasons. But probably for some of the same. And they probably had been drinking if it was a good wedding.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear him.
Go ahead one more time, Robert.
Well, he's not going to be living in the same house, is he?
No,
So it's not like an immediate problem, is it?
Well, no.
Just because it's your brother, it doesn't mean you see what I mean. It's like I don't worry about who the rest of my family sleep with.
It's not like you're saying. It's not like there's a blood relationship being violated.
No, I mean just the fact that your dad and your.
And yet, they really shouldn't carry on a relationship. Do you think?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, why not? I agree with Robert. Why not?
I think, first of all, I think there may be some legal issues. And you having been to law school, you should know these things. I don't know.
Yeah, I flunked the bar 3 times.
That's great.
But no, why would it be a problem?
On the other hand, it could really stress your family dynamics. I mean, I think this family system would be stressed so badly that it would create a lot of chaos for everyone involved.
Yeah, that's what, he's got a steady girlfriend back in college, and that's what's really bothering me, because he's always been like the good guy, and so.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead. Is that Simon?
Yeah.
Okay.
If she's your best friend and you saw this going on, why haven't you sort of like taken her aside and asked her what's going on? Because you.
Well, that's just it. I can't. It's like I don't even know how to approach her at all.
But if she's your best friend, then don't you think you should say, well, look...
You'll have to, because if you're living in the same house, you'll have to, because otherwise it will just start eating away at you, won't it?
Yeah, that's just it. It has been for like an entire week. It's just, I mean...
Amanda?
Yeah?
I think you should just let them continue to screw each other on the pool table.
But it's just too hard, I mean...
Yeah, basically, I mean, they just got married, so it's like it's...
Poor man. You know...
And you know what else, too? It's really great, is it can all happen in the same home. It's like they don't even need to go out.
Poor man, your view of the world is really quite interesting. Do you see the pain that Amanda's going through? Okay, that's just the beginning.
Yeah, but what's she going to do, be the policewoman of the home?
That is just the beginning of what's going to happen to that family. Okay, if these relationships blossom, so to speak, I don't think I don't think necessarily, Amanda, you need to get involved with it unless it continues.
Yeah, well, we're good friends, so it's kind of hard not to.
It also sounds... You mean you and your girlfriend?
Yeah.
So you want to talk about it with her?
I do want to bring it up, but
then you've just got to do it.
Really? But how? I mean...
Just...
How do you guys think that she should bring it up?
If she just brought it up, like, in the course, like, without it being really heavy, because what I was getting at earlier is that just because it's her brother, I mean, obviously, if it carried on in the same house and stuff, it would be really weird and it would stress everyone. But if if you say to your friend, you know, I know what went on the night of the wedding, and I just, you know, and I wonder what, like, if it's going to carry on or what you feel about my brother and stuff like that, I'd actually talk about it. If you don't, the longer it goes on, the longer you have like secrets like that, the less able you are to say anything about it.
Yeah.
So you got to talk it out. But this is the poor man talking. I think you just ought to let him continue to do the deed.
No, because he'll only do it when he comes back from college, won't he? And then he'll go back to his other girlfriend when he's in Washington. That's not fair.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and I'm good friends with her, too.
Oh.
Even worse.
You know, I mean, like I'm in the middle of
everything.
everything.
If you're really good friends with him, you should take your best friend and, like, take her aside.
Hey, wait a minute.
And talk to her and say, like, what were you doing? You know? Because you might have got the wrong end of the stick. I don't know.
Certainly.
Cute joke.
Certainly, she got the wrong end of the stick.
Yeah, she's very predictable, Benny Hill.
Hey, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I was just wondering one other thing. Does your friend have a brother?
My friend, you mean?
Yeah, your new stepsister. Does she have a brother?
No, she doesn't.
I was just gonna say you might really take care of things if that was the.
Oh God.
Okay. Anyway, thanks for your call.
All right, thank you.
Hey, Robert and Simon, you guys are naturals at this thing.
You reckon? We're sweating.
Oh, you're doing awesome. You're doing really good. Okay, we're gonna go next to Orange County 1. And do you guys like Orange County, by the way?
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Do you?
Yeah.
Got a good curry house.
Curry. Yeah. Are you serious? Yep. What in where you're staying or in the area?
It's in Newport Beach.
Yeah, that's where I live. I live in Newport.
See?
Yeah. I was out surfing today. Did you see the surf? It was big, huh?
Yep.
You guys were actually out and about in Newport? Were people recognizing you there?
We're about 200 miles away from Newport, actually, poor man.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I know you were just passing through. Did a lot of people stop you while you were there?
No, I only got a taxi there.
Huh?
I only got a taxi there. And went in the curry house.
Really? And so there was no hassling or anything?
No.
Okay. Hey, Jack, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Speaking of Newport, they were eating curry in Newport, The Cure today. Jack, 18 from Newport, is on the line. Jack.
Yeah.
Say hi to Robert Smith and Simon.
Hey, Rob.
Hello, Jack.
How you doing?
All right, thank you.
What do you think of The Cure as our guest love doctors, huh, Jack?
Hey, that's good. I really like them.
Okay, anyway, tell us your problem.
Well, I don't know, I just think something's wrong because I'm like attracted to animals, dogs. You know, I love doing dogs.
You love getting laid by dogs?
Yeah, basically.
What kind?
Well, I do my golden retriever. Feel real uncomfortable doing this. I don't know what's the matter, you know. Really, it's hard. I mean, no one else knows, but I really enjoy doing that kind of thing.
Robert?
Yeah.
Robert and Simon, what do you think?
Well, it's a shame that Lawrence isn't still in the band because he is the expert on this sort of thing.
Did Lawrence do animals?
Yeah.
What did he do?
Oh, I can't really say, can I? Because it's libel. Where we come from.
Yeah, it's right. It's mistreatment of animals here, too.
Wait a minute. Wasn't Lawrence the guy who was in that band Presence?
Yeah.
We had him on Loveline as a love doctor.
Did you?
Yeah.
All right.
So we could have had this call for him.
Yeah. Didn't he field any animal questions then?
I don't think we had him that. We didn't know that part of his anatomy, Robert.
No. He likes to keep that part of his past shady. I think. I don't know really the answer to this particular dilemma that Jack's got. I mean, my initial reaction is that it's not. I don't know. It's not what I suppose people would consider normal behaviour, is it really?
No, it isn't. I'll support you on that one.
But is there any kind of anything any place I could call? I mean, I don't know. I think I'm really.
Yeah, you should have some therapy in general. Have you ever had a relationship with a human being?
Yeah, I have. I've had a perfectly fine one.
Is your dog a male or female?
It's a male.
A male dog?
Yeah.
So
well, basically, I've had it with my dog, and I've had it with others.
Well, it's mistreatment of animals.
Can I just ask a question, Jack?
Mm-hmm.
How do the dogs react when you want to, so to speak, enter them? I mean, do they just stand around and let you do it?
Some, like the smaller dogs, they're a lot easier.
Okay, hang on here. Jim, why? Poor man. You are totally out of control, guy. You are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
This is a real call.
Yeah, I'm just worried about this guy. Have you ever had any therapy before?
No, I haven't.
Anything else going on in your life?
Not really.
Nothing. How old are you again?
I'm 18.
Are you in school?
Yeah, I just graduated.
From where?
Well, I don't want to get.
How long has this been going on for? How long has this been going on for?
Yeah.
There you go, guys.
The two don't necessarily have anything to do with each other, do they? Unless you listen to Cure music while all this is going on, then I'm worried.
Did you ever listen? Do you ever have the Cure playing in the background when this happens, or Loveline for that matter?
Yeah, I love it. I love playing them. I really love them. I don't love them, but.
Where are you calling from?
Newport.
And okay, I'm trying to find some referrals for you in the area there.
Do you guys usually, Robert and Simon, when you guys do interviews, do you get calls or questions like this?
No, this is normally going on our private live, not usually in the interview situation.
So this is not your normal Cure interview.
No, it's very entertaining though.
Hey, listen, Robert.
Worrying, but entertaining.
I got to ask you guys a question while we're looking. Drew's looking up a referral number for Jack. Can you hold on, Jack?
Yeah.
You guys, this is like the first tour where you guys have done interviews, and I would say the last time I can remember you were on KROQ was about 1986, before this year.
Yeah.
How come all of a sudden you're doing interviews?
Because we've got a lot more time off on this tour, so a lot more leisurely. We've actually got like 3 days off this week, so there's not the same kind of pressure as there usually is.
Really? So it wasn't a situation where you didn't want to do it, kind of like U2 has gotten?
No, I mean, normally we don't. I mean, even like you're saying that we're doing interviews on this tour, we're not really doing that many. I think I've only done about sort of 6 in the last 5 weeks, so it's not really hectic.
So, well, that's great. Did it take a lot of convincing to get you on Loveline tonight?
No. Doesn't take any convincing to get on KROQ, does it?
Yeah, that's true. We were the first to play The Cure, I think, weren't we?
Yeah, and after our wonderful experience with your lot on the boat, how could we possibly turn down a repeat?
Oh, right. I heard Jed the Fish was puking the entire time.
Nonsense. He was a star on the boat.
You never
the boat.
You guys never fly, do you?
Not if we can help it. No, we haven't. Me and Simon haven't flown for about 6 years now.
Why is that? You're just afraid of flying?
Just another phobia. Yeah.
Oh.
I don't think it's a phobia.
He'd have to.
It's a rational phobia. Yeah.
He'd have to flick his fingers so many times. He might as well have taken the boat.
Get chucked off the plane before he even gets onto the runway.
Hey, you guys, I'm just curious. Somebody's just saying that Jack is a bogus call. The Cure are great, but the doggy, and they say the doggy F word is bogus. Jack, is this really real? Jack.
Yeah.
Jack, is this really real?
Yes. This is real.
Okay. All right. We're trying to find a bestiality
let me give you the UC Irvine Medical Center Mental Health Department.
Yeah.
Jack?
Hold on. Yeah. Okay.
You got a pencil, Jack?
I'm going to give you a couple. Are you close to Tustin or Irvine?
Yeah.
He's in Newport.
Which?
I'm Coast Highway and Jamboree around there.
So you're right in Newport.
Yeah.
Corona Del Mar.
Yeah.
Okay, here's UCI Medical Center, 714-634-6261. I don't know if there are any Hoag. Hoag probably has specific referrals in your area, I bet you. And do you have a doctor down there?
I don't want to go with my family.
You don't want to go with your family?
I don't have a lot of money myself, so I'm trying to look for a free...
Okay, I would check out UC Irvine. I'm sure they would have some resources there. It's 714-634-6261. There's also Mental Health Orange County Healthcare Agency in Irvine, 714-850-8463. Okay?
Thanks, Jack.
Thank you.
Hey, Jack.
Yeah.
There's a Kennel Club dog show at the Long Beach Convention Center this weekend.
Oh, you'd be much better. You can hear my dog in the background.
There was actually a dog barking, Jim.
He's getting excited.
I did hear it. I can hear it now. Thanks, Jack.
There was actually a dog barking.
Really?
There was actually if you weren't so busy with your damn sound effects, you would have noticed.
Right. So that dog's going to be in trouble in a minute.
I'm worried about the animal rights issue here. We're going to get a lot of faxes and calls about that, I'm sure. It's not...
Except one person just faxed us and said it was bogus. Do you guys think that was a real call, Robert and Simon?
We're convinced there's anything happening in California.
Hey, let's go next. We got Orange County, too. We're pretty much sticky in Orange County for some reason. We got Michelle, 21 from Tustin. Michelle.
Hello?
Hi, you're on Loveline with The Cure.
Hello.
Hello, Michelle.
Robert Smith and Simon.
Yeah, I saw the show last night. It was really good. I wanted to let you know.
Okay.
My problem is I've been married for almost 4 years this July. I actually met my husband at a Cure show. And we're not getting along.
You were married since you were 17.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks before my 18th birthday.
What Cure show did you meet at?
San Diego, the Kiss Me show.
You guys remember that one?
Yeah, it's an outside one, isn't it? Yeah. Empty theater.
Okay, and so you guys aren't getting along? You've been married 4 years?
Yeah.
What's wrong?
We just are always at each other. Nothing I do makes him happy. He's always trying to pick at me, make me irritated.
How old is he?
33.
So, he's 12 years older.
Uh-huh.
So he's 5 years older than me.
Yeah. And so, poor man, how does one deal with this kind of problem in a relationship when there's such a narrow age difference?
I know how I dealt with that problem.
How?
Well, I don't think it was the age thing, though. I don't think it's the age thing that's a problem. Robert, you're married. What do you think? What do you think the problem is here?
Well, it's pretty sort of sketchy in it to jump in and say what's going on. But I have to know a little bit more, I think.
Yeah, obviously there's a lot going on in their relationship, and for us to be able to presume to know exactly what's going on is pretty tough.
Well, what is the thing that bothers you? How's your sex life?
Oh, not real well anymore.
How often do you guys have sex now?
Maybe once every 2 months.
Once every 2 months?
Yeah.
You and your wife have sex more than that, Robert?
Yes, we do.
But you got married awfully.
How much time do you spend with each other?
Did you hear that, Michelle?
No.
He asked how much time do you guys spend with each other?
A lot. I don't work. I stay home with our baby.
Oh, you have a baby.
Yeah.
But don't you think
and he's home by 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
But don't you think that it's because you spend so much time with each other that you might not realise that you do like each other? It's like if people spend a lot of time with each other, then they get irritable with each other. It doesn't mean that they don't love each other.
Or maybe there's not enough else going on in your life to make each one of you happy in your own right.
Uh-huh.
Maybe you're not doing enough. Maybe your husband's not doing enough in his own career to be satisfied with himself.
Yeah.
How old's the baby?
Yeah, how old's the child?
He's 1.5.
Did he have
That's the same age as the poor baby.
Uh-huh.
We had to get them together. They could be pals. Robert, do you have kids?
No, I don't.
No kids yet? Simon, are you married? I didn't even ask you that.
It's a dodgy area. Yes, I am married, but
You're going through...
I'm separated with a child.
That's just like me. I just went through a divorce.
I haven't gone through that yet.
It's wonderful.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding.
It doesn't seem like it.
No, it pretty much sucks, but, I'm on the air. What can I say? Anyway, now that we got into your history, let's go back to Michelle. So both you guys, having gone through the marriage thing, Don't you think that the part of the problem is that there's no sex too? That's kind of bad, huh?
Yeah, but poor man, the reason there's no sex is because the relationship is falling apart. I know the way your mind works. If there's no sex, it's a bad relationship.
Did it start going wrong when the baby arrived? Did you notice that things started to sort of like cool down and that when the baby arrived?
Did you hear that, Michelle?
No.
You got to listen close. He asked if when the baby arrived, that's when the sex life started screwing up.
Not really.
Well, you got married awfully young.
Yeah.
Awfully young. And it's not surprised to me that a marriage would fail with somebody that got married so young.
It's like instead of maturing, he's going backwards. You know?
Yeah, but don't you think that sometimes that if you spend a lot of time with each other, even though you might love each other still, that you aren't aware of it anymore. Like if you're apart, then you know that you love someone because you miss them. But it's like someone might like chocolate a lot, but if they have chocolate all the time, then they're going to get sick of it. Do you understand what I mean?
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Did you hear it?
That we're together.
It's like the big thing is what I'm saying is that that there's no point in thinking that everything's gone wrong because you're not getting on very well. Because if you ruin it all by splitting up or something, you might make a very big mistake.
So what you're saying is then that maybe she should get out of the marriage.
No, I'm saying that perhaps she should think what it would be like without him.
Did you hear that, Michelle?
To think what
it would be like without him.
I think about it, and then I'll go and I'll take the baby for a week and go spend time with my mom, and then as soon as I leave, I miss him and I wish I didn't go.
Have you ever cheated on him?
No.
Oh, that's good. Do you ever get...
All I'm saying is that, it's very easy to get irritable with people, and it's very easy to sort of get into a rut and everything like that, but you've got to analyse what you feel like. You've got to think, well, what is it going to be like without this person? And it's a really horrible thing. And that's what you've got to think about.
All right, thanks a lot, Michelle.
Thank you.
Okay, good luck. Hope you work it out one way or the other. And if you do get divorced, it's not the end of the world. I'll tell you that honestly myself.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, well, let's go to Valley 2. We've got Dean, 16 from Glendale. Dean.
Yeah. Hey, poor man?
Yeah.
Now might be a good time to take care of some spots because Robert just went for a jobby.
Robert went to do a jobby. Okay, can we do a break and then, Dean, can you hold on?
Yeah.
Okay, if you're just tuning in, folks, big time Loveline. The Cure, live on the show, giving love advice from a secret destination. Anybody, if you want to pay me $1, I'll let each and every one of you know exactly where they're staying. Do you think that would help my career out, Dr. Drew?
Isn't that why you got fired once before?
No, because I announced a concert that I wasn't supposed to announce. But here's when I can announce the Rose Bowl. The Cure's playing the Rose Bowl this Saturday, all right? This Saturday, and there are tickets still available. So just wanted to let you know you get tickets.
Are you going?
You know what? I think I will go to that,
As opposed to being at a gig?
No, I've got a gig later, but I'm going to go see them. I've seen The Cure before. They're awesome.
Okay.
Simon?
Yeah.
You guys, Robert, are you back?
Robert's not back now.
Okay, well, let's take a... Is he doing a jobby?
Yeah, no, he's gone to powder his nose.
Oh, okay. All right, well, let me take care of some business, Simon, and we'll be back with more Loveline, okay?
Okay.
Okay, on KROQ. And here's our phone numbers, 520-1067 for LA and San Gabriel Valley, Orange County. If you want to talk to Robert Smith and Simon of The Cure for you with your love problems, 977-1067, San Francisco Valley. San Fernando Valley. I'm so choked up over this thing, guy.
Like I said, what is it about some of these people we have on the show? When Visco was here, you turned into, as you put it, manure.
Right.
And now, once again, we're experiencing a similar kind of paralysis.
I don't think so. I think tonight's going to be better.
And you. You're just...
Not really.
Really? All right.
Okay, 764-1067 for the San Fernando Valley. And let's see, our fax machine, and everybody's already faxing us, 818 or 213-5201-FAX. Those are good. And it's 106.7 KROQ FM. If you're just tuning into Loveline, we've got The Cure on via phone. They aren't here in the studio because of the hell that it would cause. And we should have Simon and Robert. Are you guys there?
You got Simon here. Robert's just taking a walk at the moment.
Now, come on. Now, Simon, let's be honest about this.
What?
Let's be honest. Is Robert doing another radio interview right now?
Of course he's not.
Oh, come on.
No, he's not.
Okay. But he
went up to his wife.
Huh?
He's gone up to his wife.
Really? Is he going to be back on?
Yeah. You know, poor man, Loveline just got him in the mood. He had to really run up and see his wife for a few moments. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. Well, so we're going to have Simon from The Cure on, and Robert. Scott and Simon, will Robert be back on?
Yes, he will.
Okay, good. Okay, well, that you need a breather after this show anyway. Well, Simon, you could sing the Loveline jingle, okay?
You sure?
All right, it goes like this. It goes a 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, 3, 4. Loveline.
Loveline.
Okay, let me cue you so you can do it the right way. A 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, 3, 4.
Loveline.
That was very special, Simon. Very, very nice.
Well,
okay,
you come from the south of England.
Okay, let's go to Valley 2. And we've got Dean, 16 from Glendale. Dean?
Yeah. Hey, poor man. Simon.
Hello.
When I was boiling water to make hot dogs, and after I was done,
Wait, a little slower.
When I was boiling water to make hot dogs.
When you were boiling water to make hot dogs, to make weenies.
Yeah, and after I was done, I poured the hot water into the sink, but it accidentally spilled on my pants, and it scalded my penis. And, the hot water, soaked through my underwear and scalded my scrotum and anus, too.
It burnt the pee-pee, huh?
Yeah.
Simon.
Yeah, but she goes to the doctor then.
Dr. Drew? You know, I actually had that happen to me once.
And what happened?
What's your name again, Dean?
Yeah.
Dean, listen, one time when I was at a 7-Eleven, and I just bought one of those big mugs of coffee that they have, and I was sitting in running shorts, and there was a really hot babe who was in the next car. And have you ever had a 7-Eleven glass? They're really slick and stuff, and they it's hard to grip them.
You mean styrofoam?
Yeah, it slid through my hand, and it just gushed, just the entire scalding cup, right on my my unitage. And you know what it was like? There was a sunburn down there.
Is that the kind of burn you have? Just like the skin is red and tender?
No, it's swollen.
So that's what you pay taxes for. You should go and see a doctor.
We don't have that in this country though. You have to pay to see a doctor. That's why Dr. Drew, my partner, is so rich.
Yeah. And did you see a physician?
Not yet, because I'm kind of embarrassed.
You're kind of embarrassed. Oh, don't be embarrassed.
Don't be embarrassed because it's only an organ. No one. If you'd burnt your tongue, you wouldn't be afraid to go and see a doctor if you burnt your tongue. So why go and why be afraid if you burnt your penis?
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's just it's a skin. It's a burn. You need to get treatment. And
it's really stupid because if you don't go and see someone about it, then it might rub against your trousers or something, and it might turn into something bad. So it's like doctors are professional people. They're used to things like that, and they're not going to think anything about it. You shouldn't be embarrassed.
Again, when you do, depending on whether you got a first, second, or third degree burn, you do lose off on the top layer of skin, and infection gets into the deeper soft tissues, and it can be quite devastating. If you already are having swelling, that may be a sign that something is going on, and I strongly recommend you get to some treatment.
So do I.
Okay?
Okay,
Hey, Guy?
Yeah.
Is it pussy?
Well, it's kind of swollen. It's like twice the size.
Hey, there's some women who might enjoy that.
Poor man.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to Dr. Zod and his magic word?
Dr. Zod. Dr. Zod has gone, listen, I'll tell you off the air sometime. It's a good story, but if we told it on the air, we might have some lawsuits. Okay?
Wait, can you guys play pictures of you?
From The Cure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Simon.
Hello?
Yeah, we're going to play some of your music here in a little while, too. What is your personal favorite Cure song? Do you have one or not really?
Yes.
Which one?
Doing the Unstuck.
Which one?
Doing the Unstuck.
I didn't understand that.
Doing the Unstuck.
Being the Unstuck?
Doing the Unstuck.
And what album is that off of?
That's from Wish.
Oh, okay. Okay, I don't think I've ever played that on KROQ. Anyway, we're going next to LA1. Harold, 20 from Eagle Rock. You're on Loveline with The Cure.
Yeah, poor man. This is unbelievable.
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah, you got The Cure on Loveline. This is incredible.
The Cure is providing The Cure.
Back as well.
Is Robert? All right. Robert Smith is back, and Simon's on there. Robert.
Yes.
Did you?
Oh, great. Robert's back?
Yeah.
Yeah, Robert, did you relieve yourself properly?
Yes, I'm now wearing rubber gloves so I can deal with the second half of the show more efficiently.
Oh, awesome, man, awesome. Hey, anyway, well, we'll get more into this. We got Harold 20 from Eagle Rock. He's our next love problem. And you guys, just wanted to say before we go to Harold, you're playing the Rose Bowl Saturday night. Do you like playing the big stadiums? I mean, do you get an extra excitement from the stadium gigs?
Yeah, they make a change. I think we're doing about 4 on the whole tour, and it's good to throw them in. It's a wild night for us, but we wouldn't like to do a tour of stadiums. Not that we'd be able to because we're not popular enough, but if we were, we wouldn't. What you lose, or what you gain in excitement, you kind of lose in intimacy. So it's a nice. That's why we're trying to do some smaller dates around this area as well.
Yeah, you know what? The only complaint I hear about stadiums is the guy who's sitting in like the 4th section, the 4th tier, where they look at you and you're like an ant.
Yeah, we've got video screens this time. Last time we came out, we played Dodgers. We scrimped a bit, and we didn't have video screens.
Right. Any added surprises for the Rose Bowl? Anything people can expect or the unexpected, so to speak?
Yeah, I mean, we're never really sure ourselves before a show as to what exactly we're going to do, so that's part of the fun of doing it.
Right, you don't even know the songs you're going to play even?
No, we know roughly about half of what we're going to do, and then the other half just come out of what we feel like and what the audience looks like, and we get requests and stuff like that.
Okay. Anyway, Harold 20 from Eagle Rock. You're on the Loveline with Robert and Simon of The Cure.
Yes. Well, my problem is up till about. Well, right now I'm a recovering alcoholic.
How long?
For 60 days.
Okay.
Up till 2.5 months ago, actually. I was just stone drunk every day of my life.
For how long?
For the last 5 years.
Okay. Is it one of your parents alcoholic?
Yes, actually, yes.
Ooh.
Actually, one of them's an alcoholic, and one's one of my mom's an addictive personality.
So they both have the gene, probably.
Right. My mom's recovered, but my dad, I have the alcoholic gene from him.
Okay.
But that's not my problem. My problem, that's one of my problems. But I'm trying to recover now. I'm going to steps, and it's only been 60 days, but I'm going to go for it.
What's the main problem here?
Well, see, okay, my girlfriend for the last year, she's been recovered for a year now, and during that time, she went through a lot of hell with me. And I was really pretty selfish about everything, I didn't realize, what damage I was causing to her and stuff. Well, 2 months ago, I started, I dropped the, I picked up the shovel and I just dropped it, I said I don't want to drink anymore. And the strange thing, I felt like being honest with her, so I had cheated on her during that time, during my alcoholic binges. And so I told her, I had cheated several times and I felt like I had to be honest with her, because I didn't want her to find out later. So I told her about everything, and I don't know if that was the stupidest mistake of my life or the greatest thing I ever did.
That is Harold, right?
Yeah.
It was essential to your recovery. Your recovery would not have been successful if you did not have the ability to be completely honest.
Yeah, but what happened?
Drew, I told her, but okay, I knew the consequences, what they could be.
Yeah,
but
and what is the problem now after you told her?
Well, I feel, okay, this is what happened. At first she said, I can deal with this, and I was so relieved, I knew I could.
But what is the problem?
Well, now she's changed her mind, and she doesn't want to ever deal with me ever again. And I understand that, but
has she cheated on you?
I didn't realize how much it would hurt until now. Now it's actually hit me that she doesn't want to be a part of my life, and I don't know if in the future she will be or not, and I feel like I'm losing someone I really care about.
Harold, this is still part of the wreckage of your past.
Yes.
This is still the consequences of your using.
I realize that, but I can't approach her at all. I don't know how to approach her and tell her,
well,
hey.
Right now, I know this is probably the hardest thing you're ever going to do, but you got to focus on your recovery.
It's tough as hell.
Yeah, you got to go to meetings every day. You got to work the steps, and maybe a few months down the line, you'll be in a place where you can approach her once again. But now, you're going to have to deal with the wreckage, and she's part of it. And the fact is, I commend you for being completely honest with her, because that is crucial to your survival of this illness. Okay?
What about the fact?
Thank you for validating that for me. I mean,
what do you got, Robert and Simon? You want to add anything here?
I have sort of mixed feelings actually. I think the doctor's advice is very sound, but I can also sympathise with Harold's worry that because sometimes there are things that are best left unsaid. I don't know if that, I mean, he's obviously like more qualified than I am. I'm supposed to say that that's crucial to a recovery, like for a recovering alcoholic to, you know, to admit to themselves what they've done and what they think's wrong and what bothers them. But I'm not sure if it's absolutely vital to admit it to other people.
Well, in fact, it may be a little bit early in his recovery to be doing that kind of thing.
See, I would lie.
Poor man. Maybe one day you'll have to work the steps. Part of the step work is being accountable. And right now, you need to focus on just the early step work and being accountable and dealing with you have to be honest. You've got to be willing to be honest.
But he lost his girlfriend.
Hey, but if it comes up in the part of being on, in the course of things, this comes out. The fact that you're honest is good. It's not bad. I'm sorry that the consequence was that you lost her, and I somehow have faith that if you've got to have a little bit of faith here too, right?
Okay.
And you've got to hope that there's a higher power looking out for you, and that that things are happening for a reason, and that you need to focus on your survival of this illness and focus on recovery. If you do, perhaps it's meant to be, and it will work out a little bit later when you're in a position to be able to approach her once again.
Thank you, Drew. You know what really stinks about this, though? See, she was my only friend, when it came down to it, and she was the last person in my life who really wanted anything to do with me. And it came at a point where she realized, she was in her recovery, and I thought, well, she would be the last person to be out of my life. And now it's lonely as hell out here, I'll tell you. I mean,
dude, you'll meet so many more women. I swear, you'll be just doing awesome. You got to hang out with the Cure. You can meet lots of women.
I'd love to. God, I'd love to. Oh, Robert, can I ask Robert a question?
Yeah, Robert, he wants to ask you a question here.
Robert, I was wondering if when you met Mary, did you always know that you'd end up together?
I didn't know. I still don't. I sort of hoped.
Was it a rocky road? I mean, did you deal with anything like this with her?
Yeah, I mean, there was a certain part of about the middle of the 1980s when I was pretty gruesome to be around, and probably Mary was and Simon as well, was about the last two people that really wanted anything to do with me. But I mean, I think the doctor is right. The other thing about it is that if she really cares for you, then it's probably just a way of her getting her own self-esteem back. If she's like thinking that she's been around you, like for her to be hurt by it, it's only natural. And maybe like in a few months or something, when she starts to think about it, and she sees that you're like doing your bit and you're like kicking drink, she'll probably have a new respect for you anyway. But it may well work out better than if she just like hangs around and stuff. You might think it's lonely, but she might just be, if you find that she's doing that out of habit and just like feeling sorry for you all the time, it's not a very good relationship.
All right, thanks a lot for your call, Harold.
All right, thank you.
Can I just add something?
Oh, yeah.
There?
Whoops. Go ahead.
I know, or I can imagine that beating alcohol is a very hard thing to do, but the thing that's harder to do than that is to be honest. And I think that anyone that's really honest is really clever, and that's the hardest thing of all, I think, to be honest. And so you've got to have faith in yourself, I think, because to be honest is to be like really good.
Is that Simon who said that?
Yeah.
Simon, that was profound.
No, it wasn't.
You know what? I got to disagree with you guys, because if I had cheated, and it was long past, I would have.
Well, man, we're talking about somebody who's suffering from a particular illness that has a particular and very complicated course of treatment. That's important for his treatment to be able to be 100% honest. Now, I agree it's a little early in his recovery to be dealing with these kinds of issues, but to be able to be honest is the cornerstone of being able to recover. You cannot have an effective and sustained recovery from addiction. Jim, listen carefully.
Poor
man, listen. You cannot have a sustained.
Caller's going to hang up.
Andrea?
Yeah.
Andrea, 20 from Glendale.
Okay. Hold on, damn it. You cannot have a sustained and effective recovery if...
Yeah, it's delayed.
If you are dishonest. Later on, the recovery will fall apart and there will be relapse. And the fact that he's being so honest at the beginning is very positive.
What do you think about me trying to cover it up if it was me?
Yeah, well, it speaks for itself.
Okay, hey, Andrea.
Yeah.
Andrea, you're on Loveline with Robert and Simon from The Cure on KROQ FM, Pasadena, Los Angeles.
How you guys doing? Hi, Robert.
Hello.
Hey, Robert, can you give us one more of those Loveline jingles here? I thought that was awesome.
What a Loveline.
Beautiful. All right. Okay. Oh, listen, we've got somebody just faxed us the top 10 Cure songs. You guys want to hear these?
Yeah. What authority is this on then?
It's one of our typical faxes that we get. Somebody from Pomona, Cal Poly Pomona School of Veterinary Medicine. At 10, it's Dogs Don't Bark. What, I don't know, a Labrador Like This at 9. In Between Dachshunds at 8. At 7 is Jumping Someone Else's Terrier. At 6, Spaniels Sometimes. At 5, The Basset Screams. 4, The Love Cats. 3, Love Dogs 2. Number 2 is Fire Hydrant Street. And number 1, Pictures of Spot.
I don't think Jack in Newport is going to be laughing, is he?
Jack he's going to be looking for you at the curry restaurant, I think.
Yeah, that's real cruelty to animals.
Oh, listen, we got a fax also from the LA Times, one of our biggest, the biggest newspaper in Southern California, and they think that the dog call was bogus. And we have pictures of we've got pictures of the guy doing the dog. It's really great. Yeah, I wish I could send you guys some of these faxes down there. You'd enjoy them much. Anyway, go ahead, Andrea.
Okay. First of all, I had a question for you guys and Robert and Simon. Hi, you guys.
Hello.
I can barely hear him. I can't really hear him at all.
Hello.
Okay. Anyway, my question is, I have sort of a problem because I'm 20 years old, and I've been in love with Robert Smith for about 5 years. It got really bad when I went to see him at Dodger Stadium, and after that, I just lost it. I have probably every poster. I have every tape. I have every single on vinyl because of the B-sides.
Is your room a shrine to Robert?
Yeah. See, I just moved to Glendale, but my old room, everything is still in place.
To try to put it in perspective for Robert on the line, if you right now were alone in your room with Robert, what would you do?
I'd probably faint. I'm serious. I wouldn't know what to do. For my graduation present, I wanted to go to London and try to find his house, just to see what he does.
Do you know what?
What?
I know where he's staying.
Well, I know he probably doesn't want you to tell me, so that's cool. I'll wait and I'll see him at the Rose Bowl.
Okay, so you're obviously, you think Robert's the most... Robert, what do you think of this? Listen to these women. They love you.
Yeah, but you're egging them on, though.
I'm egging her on?
Yeah.
Okay, I won't do that anymore. But you actually have a problem because of that, right, Andrea?
Yeah, because, like I said, it's been going on for about 5 years, and my girlfriend says I need to get over it. That it's pretty adolescent.
Your girlfriend?
Yeah.
So you're a lesbian?
Well, I'm bisexual.
So what do you guys think about this?
I think, Andrea, that you'll get...
I can barely hear him.
Okay, listen real closely, Andrew. Go ahead again, Robert.
Okay.
I think that you will get over it anyway without advice from anyone else. I don't know.
I'm sorry. You know what? I can't even hear him at all.
Scott,
this is really bugging me because I've always wanted to talk to Robert Smith and I can't even hear him.
He's saying that. Go ahead. I'll translate it, Robert. Go ahead.
Scott's throwing his hands in the air. He's really desperate.
Do you know what we wanted to do, Robert? We wanted to actually set up a live remote line, but I guess your management was all paranoid that would be horrible to do or something like that.
He's waving at me now and making faces. I don't understand. I think it's impossible. I could talk about anything else but this, really, because I don't understand it myself. I mean, Mary doesn't have pictures of me in her bedroom. Well, she's got one, but then I suppose she's got me, hasn't she? I don't know. I think that people identifying with the group, and me in particular, I think you grow out of it anyway. Maybe, and if you don't, then it's not really an adolescent thing, because it's a very fine line between admiring someone and really being obsessed by them, because there are people that, I've got pictures of people at my house, but I wouldn't faint if they walked in the room, so, well, unless it was Marilyn Monroe. But
yeah, I think if she walked in the room, that'd be pretty interesting today, huh?
Yeah.
What?
Marilyn Monroe. They said that he's only obsessed with Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But who else do you have pictures of in your house?
That's it.
No, Robert.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hello?
Pictures of?
Yeah.
Rudolph Nureyev.
Rudolph Nureyev?
Yeah. George Best.
George Best, the soccer player?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Beatrice Dowell.
Who?
Beatrice Dowell. You know, Betty Blue.
I don't know who that is.
You must have seen Betty Blue.
Betty Blue?
Yeah.
Do you know who that is, Ann? Do you know, Drew, who Betty Blue is? That must be some English thing.
It's French. Beatrice Dowell.
I don't know. I have no culture. You know, I'm just like a Southern California guy. Okay, well, anyway, so you just don't really know how to answer the question? Is that it?
Well, no, I mean, because what can I say? Tear all your pictures down and stop liking the Cure. I mean, it's not really a solution, is it? What would you suggest? What would the doctor suggest?
This is just to say that this is not an uncommon behavior that people manifest, that you sort of represent something to people. You really, the reason you feel uncomfortable with it because you know that you're just a human being. But to these people that put you up in a position of an idol, it's really a projection of something they want you to be. And it satisfies a need that they have, and it can be disruptive to people's life. If it's disrupting Andrea's relationships, then it is a problem, especially if this is something that doesn't pass as she hits her 20s. If it really is disruptive to the point that she becomes completely obsessed and is unable to get on with relationships in her life, then there's something wrong, and she needs to get therapy if that's the case. She needs to get treatment. If not, and it's just passing, or it's just fun, or it's just sort of some component of you and what you like, then it's nothing to be terribly concerned about.
Well, basically, my mom thinks I'm crazy. And to put it in perspective a little bit more, yesterday I did not have a ride to the concert, and it was already about 7:30, and so I started crying.
How old are you again?
20.
Yeah. Hey, Robert, don't you have a song on Wish about this?
Yeah, it's called End.
The song End, is that about obsession?
Yeah, it's partly about things like this, and also about my own obsession with the idea of what I'm supposed to be, because it does bother me as well. But the answer to, I think, is that I should just make a really, really horrendous solo album of like cover versions of old Osmond songs and things like that, and wear a really stupid hat on the cover, and then all these people tear their pictures down anyway.
We had Donny Osmond on the show one time.
Hey, Pullman?
Yeah.
I have a birthday wish. My birthday is on Thursday.
Yeah?
I just want Robert Smith to tell me happy birthday.
Your 21st birthday.
21st?
20th.
20th birthday on Thursday.
Happy 20th birthday, Andrea.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Andrea.
All right.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Anyway, let's go on next to... Are you guys okay? Can we keep going here?
Yeah, that just reinforces just about to go to a room and stick another picture up now, aren't you?
Yeah, now that she's talked to you.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's go to Valley 1. Stacey, 16 from North Hollywood. Stacey?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what, Stacey? Before we do that, we've got to put Cesar on the line. Cesar.
Hello?
All right, Cesar, you're on Loveline with Robert Smith. You're 18 from where?
I'm from Los Angeles.
Okay, are you on a regular phone?
Yes, I am.
Okay, go ahead.
I wanted you to say hello to my friend Irelina, who lives in Washington. She really cherishes you.
Irelina?
She'll really love that because I'm taking
Hello,
it for her.
Irelina.
And I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys on Saturday at the Rose Bowl.
Is KROQ getting so big that you can pick it up in Washington now?
I wish we could. I wish we could pick up this show all over the U.S., but I think you're going to send a tape, right, Cesar?
Excuse me?
You're going to send a tape up to her, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah. All right, thanks a lot, man.
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye.
That was an easily solved problem. We like that one. Me and Simon are smiling at that one.
Okay. All right, this is Stacey, 16 from North Hollywood. What's your love problem with Robert Smith and Simon from The Cure?
Well, I have a boyfriend, and I think he has been cheating on me with another guy. And,
Her boyfriend has been...
Why do you think that?
Her boyfriend has been cheating with a dude?
Yeah.
But why do you think that?
Well, because, he hasn't been the same with me lately.
He's what?
Excuse me, I couldn't barely hear you.
Why do you think he's been cheating on you?
Well, because, I have a friend named John, and, I always bring him over with my boyfriend, and, my boyfriend, he's always taking him with him. He's always taking John along, and, I've been noticing these things for a pretty long time,
But he's going out with your friend that's a boy.
Excuse me?
Why? But explain why you think he's been unfaithful.
Well, because he's been acting pretty strange, and he's always telling me to bring John over, and he's always like all over him and stuff.
But has he ever said that he's felt anything for John?
I can hardly hear you.
Is Scott Mason there?
He is, yeah.
Scott. Yeah. Is there any way that we could make it so the callers can?
Unfortunately, that's a problem on your end there because we're not really set up to do this with the equipment, but we're doing.
Is there a magical button I can push?
Let me just ask you this because I don't have a radio. Can you actually hear? Simon and Robert fairly well?
I can hear them fine.
Yeah, it's a problem with the phone interface because we're in delay. It's just the listeners have to listen real carefully through their phone and not through the radio.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay, you just gotta. Do you have your radio turned down?
I don't even have the radio on.
So she can barely hear it in the phone. Scott?
Well, she's gonna have to listen, isn't she?
Okay, I'll just keep.
I'm here. There's nothing I can do over there, poor man.
All right. How does it feel to be over there, man?
I've hung out with these guys before. They're actually just regular, awesome kind of guys,
There's
and I sit here and listen to those calls with these girls who are just passing out, and I'm thinking, these are just, cool guys.
Hey, Scott.
I'm on the boat with them, and they're just nothing personal, but they're just regular people.
Scott.
Yeah.
It sounds to me like you're doing a jobby, like you're in a toilet.
Listening to that, if all these girls are just dying over them, I'm here with them. Maybe that's a good chance for me to get laid.
Okay, Stacey. So anyway, we'll try to work our way through this.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, you think that your boyfriend is cheating with a dude, and
Why don't you ask him?
What? Yeah, ask him.
Why don't you ask him?
Well, because I don't know how to tell him. It's embarrassing.
No, it's not. Why don't you say,
Do you love John? You could say. You could ask him. Has your boyfriend ever said anything to make you think? Has he ever had homosexual relationships before, or ever said to you, "I feel affection towards boys" or anything? Or is it just like you imagining it? Do you think?
I'm sorry, but I can't hear.
He was wondering if what was that again, Robert? This is a tough one. I'll tell you what we're gonna have to do, Stacey.
Yeah.
We're gonna take a break here, and we'll try to work on this technical thing and come right back with Robert Smith and Simon from The Cure. All right? Can you guys hold on for a minute? Huh? What was that, Simon?
You don't know my surname, do you?
You mean your last? I don't know your last name. What's Simon's last name?
Knew it.
I know. Isn't that horrible? I'm interviewing one of the biggest bands in the world, and I don't know your last name. That's great. Isn't that awesome?
Adam Clayton.
Hey, you don't know my last name.
I do.
What? Man. Dude, I gotta tell you something. This is a tough way to do it. I am so glad you guys are on the show. I just want to tell you, technically, Scott Mason has done an awesome job. But we got to do this again and have you guys in the same studio as us.
Yeah, I think the only problem about that tonight was that if we were doing it live, at the end of a 2-hour broadcast, there'd be a handful of people outside, wouldn't there?
Yeah, we probably would have had about 1 million people. But, Guy, I would have cleared the way for you.
If only we'd known that in advance.
Anyway, let's take care of some business. We'll be back with more of The Cure. Here's our phone numbers for Loveline. 520-1067 for LA and San Gabriel Valley. Orange County, 977-1067. The San Fernando Valley, 764-1067. And our fax number, 818-213-5201-FAX. Wait a minute, 106.7 KROQ, KROQ FM, and we're back on with Robert and Simon from The Cure. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hey, we're getting so many wonderful comments about our technical transmissions here. Everybody's screaming, Dr. Drew, you're flustered over this, aren't you, Dr. Drew?
It's driving me nuts.
He wishes he could see you in the flesh. Be alone in the room with you.
Be calm, Dr. Drew, be calm.
I know, I've never seen... Drew, I'm the one who's calm tonight. You're the one who's flustered. That's
shocking.
That's a real change here on Loveline. So do you guys should we play a song, or do you want to go right back to the calls? It's up to you.
Yeah, Dad's doing the Unstuck.
The Unstuck. What number is that on Wish? Do you know?
Oh, I don't know. It's 1 to 12.
Huh?
7. Number 7.
It's number 7?
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, we'll play that, and then we'll be back for the final 28 minutes of Loveline. Actually, it'll be about 24 then.
And also, we're going to start shouting so you can hear us better.
There you go. Okay, and then you guys are going to give out the location of where you're staying for all the people in Southern California, right?
Yep. Yes.
Okay. Wait a minute, guys.
We got it wrong.
Is this the wrong one? Yeah, this is it. Okay, let's try another one. Number 8, you want to try that?
No, not 8, not 8.
6, number 6. Why don't you read it, Scott says? Why don't you pick up the box and read it? He's throwing his arms in the air now. He's flustered.
It's a very old thing called reading. It's antiquated, but, it works.
But it's better when you've got one of the largest bands in the world to screw it up. You know what I mean?
They are stuck.
Okay, let's try this.
It's a perfect day for
Perfect.
And 106.7 KROQ, KROQ FM. And that's The Cure on KROQ. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Okay, Robert and Simon are back. Why did you guys pick that particular cut, which is called, once again?
Doing the Unstuck.
Why did you pick that one to play?
Simon chose that one because it's his favourite one on the record.
What's your favorite one, Robert?
End.
And the one about obsession.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, you were just... Now the hum's a lot better, Drew. We actually played with some of the controls to make you guys louder, which I think we've done. Hey, you guys said you like, when you come to Southern California, you like the beach and you like the surf and stuff, huh?
Yeah.
That's cool, because I live at...
To look at.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because, I live in Newport. We got an extra surfboard for you, Robert.
Well, I can look at that then, can't I?
Yeah. We should get you out there. It's breaking about 4 to 6 today. A nice south swell. You'd love it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Anyway, well, let's go back to some calls. I'll tell you what, we're going to once again give you the one more time with the Loveline jingle. Maybe the two of you guys together.
You didn't finish why that song was requested.
Why was it requested, Simon?
Because it's good.
Huh?
It's good.
Because it's good?
Yeah.
Hey, you remember what I told you guys, I asked you guys about off the air that Scott didn't want me to talk about?
Yeah. What about your wonderful range of clothing?
About the pourwear that you guys are going to wear.
Yes, but we weren't going to mention that because apparently you're not allowed to.
Because why?
It's an advert.
Yeah, that's true.
The fact that we wear poor man clothing in all our spare time has got nothing to do with it.
Right, you're not supposed to mention that that's the truth, right?
No, you know the feedback that Scott keeps generating here? That's actually our intro to the new Loveline jingle that we're just working out here. It's a psychedelic kind of Loveline jingle.
All right, let's hear you do the new Loveline jingle. Go ahead.
All right. There you go.
Okay, we're going to go to Melanie, 18 from Huntington Beach. Melanie?
Hi.
Hi, you're on Loveline with Robert Smith and Simon. Simon, what's your last name? Come on. Tillist?
You'll regret saying that.
Gallup.
Okay, go ahead. What's your problem?
I have some questions about compulsive obsessive disorder. I was wondering if it can be caused by emotional abuse.
Yeah. I mean, obsessional kinds of thinking can be related to trauma in the past.
Because I've been emotionally abused by my parents, and it's got worse over the past couple months, and I've just become so compulsive about everything.
Mm-hmm.
I was always like that a little bit, but I think I've actually gotten worse than poor man.
What's happening?
There is no way you're worse than me.
I have to put on my right shoe first.
That's like Robert.
I can't put my left shoe on first. If I'm walking anywhere, I have to start with my right foot, or if I'm stepping up or stepping down, I always have to start with my right foot. I have to turn lights off about 10 times before I can leave them off.
Often, when compulsions come out in the throes of a emotional crisis, it's a way of controlling anger, fury, rage. And if your parents are putting a lot on you, maybe this is the way you're dealing with it.
Yeah, because I'm really not allowed to express my anger.
And this is another way it comes out sometimes.
Robert, you do that too, about with the shoe on with the right foot first, right?
I do, yes. Yes. I think that a lot of compulsions like that are just a way of putting order into seemingly meaningless disorder.
Well, it's a way of trying to gain control when you're afraid of what lies ahead of you. I mean, we don't have any control over our fate in reality, and somehow our minds tend to create a fantasy that if we do these rituals, as human beings have done throughout time, they'll have some control over what comes ahead.
Yeah.
Is there anything that can be done, though, to stop? Like, I mean, besides just actually stopping it, but it's something that I've gotten used to doing constantly throughout my whole life.
Do you know what's scary? I haven't ever been able to stop.
But there are certain people that truly have a disorder, and they're biologically probably a little different than the rest of us.
You don't think I've got truly a disorder?
Yes, I do. I think you're truly one of those people. I don't think our caller necessarily is.
Then why did you pick me as your partner?
I ever since then I've started doing funny rituals myself. Just I'm afraid of what might come ahead. Yeah.
This is Simon here. Where do you define the line, right? Because I think that everyone's got certain.
Absolutely, that's it.
Things like that. Where do you put the line?
There are
where it's an obsession.
Well, no. Really, what you want to know is where do you draw the line between symptoms and a disorder, or traits and a disorder? And there is a book called the DSM-3 that actually defines these different syndromes. And there's a set of criteria that you have to meet. And basically, is if it becomes a long-standing pattern that is extremely disruptive, then it's probably more of a disorder. Okay, that's just a basic way of understanding it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes it'll make me late places.
What?
It'll make me late places, like I'm going to work.
That's me too.
And I have to turn all the lights up in my room, and I've got 4 lamps in my room. So it'll take me like 10 minutes to get out the door.
Do you know what?
The other thing you'll do is if you know you turn them off, you'll leave and you'll have to come back because you convince yourself that even though you really know you've turned them all off, just to check.
Do you know what I have to always have on? My bathroom light, because it means that
I don't want to know. I don't want to know what it means because that's so bizarre and so ridiculous. You're an intelligent. You used to be an intelligent man, I guess.
Hang on. This is Robert. I'm away in America now for 3 months. And I've left my bathroom light on at home. This is serious.
And you're switching fingers.
Yeah, and I'm doing something. I think I might be counting to 11, actually. Right, I'm going now. Hang on.
He's flicking his finger 11 times.
Is that Robert flicking his finger or Simon?
Yeah, it's me. Simon's got me at it now.
Simon, are you...
I've known Simon for a long time, and I think Simon has got some very strange compulsive disorders. And I've picked some of them up, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I think you do. If you're around people for long enough, you tend to see a kind of sense and a sort of strange logic in what people do, which otherwise you come across someone that's doing something and you think, why are they standing their foot 3 times before they open the door? If you see it often enough, if they don't do it, you think it's weird. So it's, but I think it is true though, when it gets in the way of like normal living, I mean, taking 10 minutes to get out of the house to turn lamps off does seem a bit extreme.
Do you know one thing? Talking about bands, I'm friends with the band Social Distortion. Do you guys know them? They're actually from Orange County.
We've heard them, yeah.
Mike Ness, the singer, you cannot touch his microphone before he goes on stage. One time I was introducing him, you could not touch his mic. You could talk in it, but if you touched it, all hell would break loose.
Poor man.
Yeah, that's called spoiled. That's what compulsive.
It's called what? Spoiled?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, well, thanks for your call. Let's go on to our next one. We've got, I love the echo in between calls, Dr. Drew. It's great. Marissa, 19 from Calabasas. Marissa, hi. You wanted to talk about drugs with the cure.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys know anything about drugs?
Not a lot, no.
Sure. Okay, anyway, what's your problem?
I wanted to know if there were any side effects to mushrooms.
You wanted to what?
Know if there were any side effects to mushrooms.
Absolutely. All the hallucinogenics clearly have very, very serious side effects. The more we learn about these drugs, the more dangerous they appear. Did you hear us talking about ecstasy the other night? What night was that? Thursday? We were talking about the hallucinogenics. And we had a guy call, a young man, maybe in his 20s, who came back from university, had taken a semester on studying psychoactive hallucinogenics, particularly and their effects in the brain. And if people that work in addiction, this is no surprise to us. All the hallucinogenic drugs, that includes mushrooms, marijuana, LSD, ecstasy, peyote, they all seem to have the common feature of causing brain damage. They cause actual destruction of brain tissue. The only other common drug of abuse that does that is alcohol. Cocaine doesn't destroy brain. Heroin doesn't destroy brain. It makes your brain behave differently. It may have some consequences. It may create some mood disturbances, but it doesn't actually destroy brain the way it appears that the hallucinogenics do. And don't kid yourself. Pot is amongst the more dangerous drugs. Pot dependency, pot abuse is a very serious health problem in this state today. Mushrooms, again, it's a reasonably potent hallucinogenic. People tend not to use it regularly, but it's used often in combination with other hallucinogenics. And I've never seen any studies on mushrooms by themselves per se, but I have seen plenty of follow-up on people using hallucinogenics over time. They get psychiatric disturbances, mood problems, and difficulty with their reasoning.
Robert and Simon, any comments on this?
Yeah, I've got a few actually. I think the three things that the doctor just said appears to, it's pretty contentious, I think, actually admitting that it appears to destroy brain cells without any proven evidence. No studies per se.
Oh, there have been a lot.
The people that you're going to deal with that suffer from problems due to drugs are obviously going to be people who have got problems anyway because you're a doctor. I mean, I think it's really unfair just to wander through like a minefield like that and tar everything with the same brush.
Okay. Then listen, MDA causes total destruction.
Well, that's a chemical.
Listen.
You can't put mushrooms and stuff into it. They're naturally occurring organisms. You cannot put them in with MDA and other stuff like angel dust.
What difference? What difference does it make if it comes from a plant or comes from a chemical? What difference?
I think it makes an awful difference.
Why?
But then you'll get. I mean, you're talking from a standpoint that's unproven, and you have like nothing to back it up. And I just think I think people generally, it's a psychological thing. You feel far more comfortable with things that are natural than with things that are manufactured.
It is a psychological. That's correct. A chemical is a chemical. I don't care if it comes from the ground, from the sky, or from a factory.
No, of course not. And I mean, we're made of the same atoms as stones. But I mean, you have to have a certain line to have a coherent conversation about it, don't you?
Have a certain what?
You have to admit that there are certain differences between the chemical compounds that are manufactured and compounds that occur naturally in nature. There are differences. I mean, otherwise there'd be no difference between the atoms that make up like lumps of rock and atoms that make up the molecules that go into making human beings. There are differences in structure.
Most of the drugs
they act on your brain in different ways, completely different ways.
Most of the drugs that we use are derived from plants. And, the hallucinogenics, whether they come from a natural product directly or whether they're manufactured and derived from we're just talking about an organic chemical or not a non-organic chemical. It's a chemical that does the activity, and whether that chemical is distilled out in a laboratory.
No, you're missing the point, because where the chemical comes from is important, because that's the psychological part of it. That's part of, I mean, if you're talking about drugs that affect you psychologically, then where the drug comes from has an enormous bearing on what happens to you, particularly with psychedelics.
That's true. The state you're in when you use the drug is often a determining feature of how the drug affects you.
Yeah, if you go out and pick magic mushrooms with someone that you really like, and it's early morning, it's a really nice day, you're going to have a very different trip than if you take ecstasy in a club that's been given to you by someone who looks a bit dodgy and you wouldn't normally take it, but you've had a couple of drinks.
That's true. Oh, no, you're right.
There are differences.
Absolutely. There are differences in the immediate effect, but we're talking about the long-term consequences.
You're saying that there's no proof that you're saying it appears to destroy brain cells. I mean, like lead emission destroys brain cells. There are far worse things in the world than hallucinogenics for destroying brain cells. You don't get much fun out of inhaling car fumes.
Absolutely.
You know, we've actually had calls like that about some guy puts his lips around a 1-gallon gas container.
That's right, and that dissolves the frontal lobes of the brain too. The problem is when people argue about hallucinogenics, they always immediately bring up things that are worse. Well, I don't understand the logic of
many things that are bad.
Or as bad. I don't understand the logic of comparing something that is bad, defending it with something that is also bad. Alcohol.
I'm not taking the premise that all hallucinogenics are bad. You misunderstand me. I don't think they are.
Well, in a limited basis, there is no proof that it's true that in a sporadic use there is no proof that you're going to have permanent damage. But chronic use, it's very clear. All you have to do is.
I'll tell you why I'm getting upset about it. It's because I don't advocate drug use. But I think that the laws that are enforced, and certainly in our country, back in England, and in America as well, lumping all drugs in together and giving like absurd prison sentences and fines and stuff, when there are other things that are far worse. There's no point in pretending there is nothing worse than hallucinogenics.
There actually is a movement in this country to legalize a lot of the illicit drugs, and in fact, I'm going to.
I think would work on certain levels, like taking it away from street trading and stuff.
That's
and
right.
cleaning things up. I mean, there's things to be said for it. It's a very contentious argument. I know that I'm like putting myself down a limb, but I wouldn't advocate people to take drugs unless they felt comfortable. And I certainly wouldn't advocate people to go and buy drugs in nightclubs and stuff just because other people are doing it. There's nothing cool about taking drugs, but at the same time, just by saying that magic mushrooms are the same, or they're not quite as bad as coke or heroin because they don't appear to destroy your brain, is pretty misleading, I think.
No. A couple things. One is we've got a huge problem with ecstasy in this part of the country right now, and people have a sort of socialization built around that drug that leads everybody to believe that it's safe, or that somehow it's not going to hurt you. And there's all kinds of strange rumors about how it does harm people.
Before you go on, so basically, Dr. Drew, when Robert's saying that if you're with the right person and you go and pick mushrooms early in the morning, that might be okay.
No, he's saying that you may have a good trip, so to speak, on a hallucinogenic. The kind of trip you have is dependent on the state you're in when you use the drugs, and that's absolutely true.
So that might be all right to do then?
No, I'm not. I'm talking about the biological consequences of the drug, and the biological consequences are brought to bear long after the use.
So what constitutes chronic use, though?
That's the chronic use of mushrooms?
Yeah.
Didn't you say, though, that even one use of any of these things can cause permanent brain damage?
There are plenty of cases of people after a single use of a hallucinogenic having permanent mood disorders and permanent thought disorders.
There's plenty of cases of people wandering into McDonald's with a machine gun in this country and just murdering entire families for no reason. It's like, you can find statistics and you say a fair number of people. You can maybe find a handful of people to back up any premise that you'd care to mention.
Well, I'm just one physician. I've seen many cases of very, very serious psychiatric consequences of relatively limited uses of hallucinogenics. These are people that would give anything to have their brains back to their normal state. And you see that a few times, and you learn an awful lot of respect for these particular drugs. Then you don't have to bring in defenses like people bringing in machine guns. I don't understand using horrible, horrible events as a defense for something that's potentially dangerous for people.
Because people can become disturbed if they get out of the wrong side of the bed in the morning, or if they have a cup of coffee that has got sour milk in. It's like, that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to defend it by using ever more awful things. I'm just saying that people can be disturbed by the most absurd things. I mean, I'm not saying that people don't get psychologically disturbed by taking hallucinogenics. Of course, a percentage of people will. But it seems it's like saying, I mean, how many alcohol-related crimes are committed in this country? I would dread to think.
You know what?
Ban alcohol.
Our number one and number two problems in this country are alcohol and cigarettes. Ain't no doubt about it. That's it. Number one and number two.
Yeah, so, I mean, and everyone agrees on that, but then everyone diverges, and you'll take one stand against hallucinogenics, and yet I'm still standing there staggered by the fact that, we're probably both going to have a drink tonight.
But you're probably not alcoholic. I mean, it's different. There's nothing wrong with people using alcohol.
I'm not alcoholic, but I have a drink. I'm not addicted to drugs.
Right. And then, again, see,
And that's why I refute the idea that if you have, a taste of a drug, you become...
You mean like if you smoke a joint or something?
Yeah, because otherwise if you have a glass of red wine, you become an alcoholic. You don't.
No, that's true. And clearly...
It depends on the personality as much as where your upbringing, what kind of social structure you're living in, and there's a myriad of things to think about.
For hallucinogenics, it does tend to. For alcohol, it tends to be purely a biological phenomenon. I mean, Robert, you've obviously thought a fair amount about this, and I actually really appreciate your comments. I mean, they're right on, and they're the things we're struggling with all the time. But I think we have to talk about what we're seeing, and what the potential consequences are. And I appreciate you sort of balancing that out, because my enthusiasm comes from the fact that I have to sort of piece people back together after they fall apart with the use of these drugs, and it's not fun, and it's doesn't feel good to see these people suffering the rest of their life.
But you've just admitted that there are you've intimated there are far more and far greater problems with people who are being destroyed by alcohol.
Absolutely, no doubt.
I'm sure that you wouldn't campaign for you wouldn't want to go back to the prohibition.
Well, you know what? To me, I've really not thought this out clearly, but I don't understand how we can have many of these other drugs illegal but alcohol legal. I think it ought to be one way or the other. And I think you sort of had that opinion too.
I do. Well, I do. But I think that certain drugs should be controlled. I personally think that cocaine and heroin and amphetamines are the worst drugs of all, and barbiturates.
They're the most addictive.
Yeah, and that's why they're the worst. I mean, it's like the fact that they're addicted, it's easy to become addicted to them and thereby like destroy your life makes them worse in my mind than a hallucinogenic, which generally things like smoking a joint or something, they're like it's social recreation. It's like people use it, and particularly in this state, the same as they would have like a drink with friends. It seems unfair just like to blanket. It sounds very weird for me to hear someone throw all drugs in together and say they're all as bad as each other when I know that I've from experience, personal experience, or from seeing what they do to other people. Obviously not as much as you, but probably in different circumstances.
Sure.
But it is unfair to just to colour people's idea of what happens.
Never did I ever dream that Robert Smith and Dr. Drew would battle it out in the drug realm. This is the best part of the show. I love this. This is awesome.
And you know what, Robert? Normally, poor man will not let me discuss this stuff, and this is interesting. And I appreciate you being, willing to talk about it. I mean, our listeners need to. It's a point counterpoint. I mean, our listeners need to hear all the information and make the choices for themselves. Really, that's the bottom line.
Yeah. But I mean, I think we both stand in a kind of middle ground. I think you should take a left step into the middle ground a bit more, though.
Hey, Robert, you're a pretty okay guy.
Poor man?
Yeah, poor old Marissa.
Yeah,
poor man.
Down the cold.
Yeah, she triggered something.
Yeah, Marissa, what?
It's Melissa.
Melissa.
Hey, can the Cure say hi to me?
Sure, they can say hi to you.
Hello, Melissa.
Can you also say hi to Chris, Joel, and Ian?
Just did.
Hey, Melissa?
Yes?
Do they do drugs?
Hey, it's confidential.
All right.
But I saw the show last night. It was really good.
You what?
I saw the show last night. It was really good.
Oh, you were at their show?
Yeah.
You guys are playing in San Diego. Thanks, Melissa.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. You guys are playing San Diego tomorrow night, right?
Yes, and the next night as well.
Okay, so you got 2 nights there, and then you're going to play the Rose Bowl Saturday.
Yeah.
Are you excited about the Rose Bowl?
Very, yeah.
That's going to be cool. I know there's still tickets available for that, and I saw you guys at Dodger Stadium. I got to tell you, one of the finest live shows I've ever seen. I really loved it. And no, I'm serious. I'm not just kissing his ass. I mean it.
Actually, I want to come down there on Saturday just to shake his hand. I appreciate the conversation tonight.
Dr. Drew.
Huh?
We're going to carry this on stage.
No, I just want to shake your hand just to thank you for a nice discsion. I mean, we don't always get.
You want to bring Drew on stage and make him battle it out in front of 50,000 people?
5 minutes each.
That would be. It was great. That was rocking. That was the hottest part of the show. I mean, I felt like I was on drugs listening. Hey,
Scott's raising an eyebrow at you saying that.
Oh, you know me. Scott knows how clean living I am. Right, Scott? We won't talk about any...
Poor man's like my laboratory animal for these discussions I bring up.
Oh, that was hot. That's the best drug talk I've ever heard. Wouldn't you agree with that, Scott?
Absolutely, that was great.
That was great, man. We got Robert worked up, man.
Once again, as I said, these guys are just down-to-earth guys.
Right. Anyway, if you're just tuning in to Loveline, Robert Smith and Simon... God, what's the last name? Ah! What? What? Simon Gallup, who's the bass player. They're our love doctors on Loveline. You guys want to go for one more call, and then we'll let you go. Okay, one more call here. And we're gonna extend this an extra couple of minutes. It's KROQ FM, Pasadena, Los Angeles. Loveline, Renee, 21 for Pico Rivera. Renee.
Yeah.
Hey, you're on Drugline. I mean Loveline with The Cure.
All right.
Okay, so what's your love problem?
All right. Well, I kind of broke up with my girlfriend about a year ago. We were together for about 3 years, and then throughout that time, like she was with somebody else, and we broke up. And then like we started seeing each other again, and it'd go on, and then it'd stop, and you know what I mean. So then after I would read her diary, because I would ask her things, and it'd be totally opposite of what I would read in her diary.
What did it say in the diary?
Well, I would ask her, has she like been seeing people, and she would say, no, not really, nah, not at all, and everything. And then when I read it, it'd say, oh man, that she was being with people, and she started like smoking marijuana and all that with her friends, and all this kind of stuff because all her friends had broken up with her boyfriend.
Just out of curiosity, Renee, how is it that you were reading her diary?
Well, because it'd be like just lying around in her room, or
so you just pick it up and start checking it out, huh?
Oh yeah, I mean it was. I mean I know it was wrong and all.
How many guys that you slept with that you'd read about?
Well, that's the thing. Every time I would ask her, she would say none.
And then how many did you read about?
Well, I read about 3 after we had broken up, and then like I read it
I read a couple of lists that she had made.
Yeah, were there any dogs involved?
Oh, no dogs, no cats, no donkeys, none of that stuff. And, like, I would just read it, and whenever I'd ask her, you know, have you been intimate with anybody? And she'd say no. And then one time I had found it, and I had asked her, and I told her, yeah, I read your diary, so what do you think? And then she got mad, and we didn't talk for a few weeks, or, you know, stuff like that. And then she finally said, well, you shouldn't have been in there, and that's my private stuff. But then I think she should be able to tell me the truth.
What do you guys think, Robert, Simon?
I think two things. One is, at first, until he said that about her getting mad, I thought maybe she was making up in the diary, just to kind of wind him up, which would be quite funny. But if it was true, it's going back to like one of the earlier calls, right early on in the evening, about people telling the truth. And this is like an area that, I mean, a diary is like something that you should. I mean, I used to keep a diary when I was young and at home, and I